Well, good morning. Thank you for joining me at the Sun Mountain Lodge here in the Cascade Mountains of northern Washington. Come up to spend a little time, but I guess my yard's getting watered at home, so that's always good. And you may be somewhere else enjoying this beautiful Monday, but how nice that you carved out some time to do some yoga for yourself. So I brought my mat, I brought my music, I brought my little sayings book and my singing bowl. I also have a towel back there, and you can see there's a pillow. So any props that you like to have, some people like blocks or straps. Now I am going to use the towel today. We're going to be doing a couple of balance poses because I think we all like working on our balance, or at least we know we should. So you can either have a strap, put it under your foot, or a towel. Basically an arm extender. This traditionally is done with a 2-finger lock where your fingers grab your toe, but that's a little bit later. So kind of push away the distractions. We'll begin with Samastiti, so we come to sit on our mat. Now my voice will be over there, but you may need to adjust your volume. Okay, so as you come to sit in a fashion suitable for you, I'm doing the Sukhasana, a comfortable pose. You may prefer to sit on your knees or in a chair for the moment. As you right your body, and by righting the body I mean support it, so rather than hanging on your bones, we're going to engage muscles and become aware of energy sources that help to support our body. Hopefully we'll carry them through our day. So Mula Bandha, that pelvic floor energy that grounds us and supports internal organs. The lower belly, the action of Uddiyana, presses inward to give support to our back. The lifting and lengthening of the spine and the softening through the neck and the shoulders. If you're sitting like me, feel free to either hold on to your knees, giving a little more support to your back, or use your hands in a mudra gesture, fingers to thumb, any finger, any thumb, and you can sit thus. Your eyes will be open, lowered, or closed as you draw inward, acknowledging yourself on this day. Understanding that the body can have these issues from one day to the next, and so as you practice, taking that under advisement. So it might be prudent to do child's pose in some of the alternatives to what I would offer, or to use a wall or a chair to help stabilize yourself. Or you might just bring that childlike person out and be playful and be willing to be bold and take chances. So our pranayama, our breath, is one that I'd like for you to take an inhale, and that when you exhale, when you get to the very end, take 3 little and that can be auditory or quiet, so it may look or sound like this. Or so just use that last part of your exhale to kind of pump the air out, and then delight in your next inhale. Return to your natural breath, flutter your eyes open, and wherever you're sitting, just begin to move your body in a circular pattern around in your pelvis. Just moving around, gently lubricating through the spine, With awareness, go the other way. Pausing center, placing the hands at your heart, a moment to adjust a gratitude attitude. So counting our blessings. Lifting your head and stretching your arms to the sides of your space. Lifting the heart and extend through your extremities, the crown of your head, the tips of your fingers, and root into the earth. As you lean forward, grab the hands or lace the fingers behind your back. As you come to sit nice and tall, see if you can straighten the elbows. For some, the hands will come off your back, for others not. And maybe if you're sitting in a chair, what you do is grab the back edges of the chair and do the same thing. And this artificially moves our shoulders behind, giving an anterior stretch. Releasing, again, clasping or lacing the fingers, but not to force the wrist. And then round the back. So bow the head, press the arms forward, draw in the belly button. As you lift up, bring the arms into a cactus. And then go ahead and set them behind you. So if you're in the chair, join us on the mat. As you sit, extend your feet outward as I turn sideways. Now, you don't have to be sitting on a pillow or a blanket. You could just be sitting on your mat. And you may need to move your buns away. Fingers behind, chest lifts up. What a difference that makes into our posture and how great for our internal organs, because this is a little congested. So I'm looking at my feet. I want to bring a little energy down to my feet. So I'm going to push one foot forward as the other pulls back. Now, if this causes your feet to feel like they're going to cramp, you don't have to point the toe. You can push with the ball of your foot. Keep lifting out of the pelvis. Now hold both feet up and then tick-tock them from side to side. Boy, the word tick-tock has a whole nother meaning, doesn't it, these days? Now moving the toes inward and outward from one another. And you're going to feel this up into your hips, so notice how things are feeling. Do you find that one leg has a different range of motion than the other? Okay, lean back, grab hold of one leg, tighten your belly, and ankle circles. Always good for us, whether we're sitting on a couch, sitting in a chair. Circling your ankles is very good. In part, it will somewhat strengthen, but it also keeps the range of motion, which is very useful in everyday living. Switch out to the other leg. Bandhas. As I'm holding my leg, careful not to scrunch up the shoulders. It happens. Other direction. So I'm going to do a couple of what would look like table poses as I bend my knees. Now, without getting into too much of hand placement, I will just say that traditionally, when you put your hands back, they should point the same way as your feet, so forward. Not everybody does this or can do this because of wrist issues. I suggest a knuckle with your thumbs forward position so that you maintain that shoulder alignment. But a lot of people turn their hands back. I think that exposes your shoulder, but I'm not going to argue about it. So I have my feet not together, but hip distance apart, my shoulders over my hands, and I'm simply going to go up and down a few times. Take your time to explore how this works for you as you lift up your bum and lower your bum. Or as we might say later today, bottoms up. Find your breath supporting the work. So remember, if your wrists are objecting, go to knuckles. And you keep a more neutral wrist that way. So you feel that energy moving into our bodies. Maybe stay up this time. And come down. And then let's sit in Bandha Konasana. So the bottom of the feet together, on or off a pillow or blanket. Feet where you like them. Some like them close, some like them far, some like them in between. Sit nice and tall. And then let the hands pull you forward and then return back. So I'd like for you to be aware this is a hinging motion. I'm not rounding forward. I'm bringing my chest forward. So you're going to likely feel this in your hips. If you're very tight in the hips, it might be a better hold to go below the knees. So likely we feel this in our low back and around our hips. Let's stay forward and gently, with a capital G, let the weight of your head bow down. Rolling yourself up. Extending one leg, it won't matter which one, and bringing the knee up of the other, it won't matter which one. Whichever knee is up, the opposite arm will hold on to it. Whichever knee is up, that arm will go behind. Get your spine straight. This is not a long hold in the Lord of the Fish, but draw that shoulder back of the arm behind you. Get very tall and just look over your shoulder. Couple of deep breaths, easy does it. When you return center, let that knee you've been holding up fall back out. Both hands go behind. Toe of the extended leg is up. Lift very tall. Let's just keep the hands behind us and bring the heart forward. So I am hinging. Maybe you feel a little in your hamstrings. That's where you should. Tighten through the belly as you rise up. We do the other side. So I've extended the leg that was bent up. Pull the other straight leg in. Opposite arm to knee. Hand of the knee goes behind. Get very tall and look behind you. Returning, let the bent knee fall open, hands behind, extended leg toe up. If this is a challenge because your hamstrings are just very tight, that's how you're made, bend that knee a little bit, give yourself a little, and then go forward. If you can, keep the legs straight. This is where sitting on a blanket or a pillow is very helpful. Bow your head, roll yourself up. Let's put both legs forward and we're going to do something I call undulation. Just because that's a great word, isn't it? Undulation, just rolls off your tongue. So if sitting like this with your legs straight, again, problematic, bend the knees a little bit. Lead with the heart, then tighten through the belly and bow the head and roll back. If my hands weren't behind me, you would see this, rounding of the back, lifting of the chest. Now next time I'm going to take the arms, I'm going to lead the chest forward, let the arms extend. They may get to your feet, mine don't. And then let yourself lay on your thighs as it were. Rather than going back and letting your head drop, make sure you're leaning out and then let your head come down. And just know some people come to this more naturally than others, so as you can see, it's not my natural pose, so I put more focus and attention here. Mindfully support your back by tightening through your bandhas and roll yourself up. Turning to our hands and knees, I'm going to move my pillow out. So remember, you can be on palms or knuckles on all fours. If you need more padding because you're on a hardwood floor, I'm on carpet, you can double up the mat or bring your towel or lay your blanket under your knee for comfort. All fours. Toes are relaxed. So I'm going to start with just from the waist down. When we do cats and cows, we like curve the back and curve the belly. I want you to keep the upper body quiet, and this might be a bit of a challenge, though we'll start with the easier side, and that would be the hips. So I'm on all fours. I look toward the front edge of my mat, and then I drop my tailbone, pull up my belly button, and then lift my tailbone. I would do this really a few times slowly. Make sure your low back, your sacrum region is amenable to this. So try not to let your shoulders be involved. I know pushing away and rounding the back is almost automatic. Now hold the pelvis neutral, so it's not sagging down, but it's not tucked under, and swivel it or swing it from side to side. I always think of a little puppy dog swinging its tail slowly. Again, upper body is quiet, and now I'm going to do the hula. I'm going to do a pelvic circle. So I'm trying to hit all of those four corners and hold the upper body as quiet as possible. Activate Uddiyana action and reverse the direction. Pause, turn your toes under for those of us who can. Begin to push your hips back as your knees would allow until you feel the toes. This is the bendy toe one I like to do. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you're the person that easily sits on their heels, just like bending your toes back. You can get off your wrist if possible. So when we come back to all fours, we're going to keep our hips quiet. Imagine I am with you and not in a creepy way. I'm holding your hips so that you can work with your upper back. And the hardest one is going to be making it go in a circle. But it's worthy of an effort. So come back to all fours. Relax the toes. Load equally. And let's just start. Hold the pelvis still. Push with the hands into the mat. Broaden the back. Let the head draw down. Feel your chest draw up. And then the chest drops down. The elbows are straight. Shoulder blades draw together. Look slightly outward. And I agree. It's really hard not to involve the lower body. Elbows are straight. Do you see where the breath could support this? Exhale for the cat, inhale for the cow. So I'm not tucking my bum. All right, come to neutral and we'll try that circle. So what will happen is I will let my ribs go to the side, then they go up, then they go to the side, then the chest goes down. So ribs, if I were to face you, maybe that would, ribs go to the side, lift up the back, other side, chest down. It's awkward, I give you that. And then try the other way, shift the ribs, lift up the shoulders, switch to the other side, push the chest down. I'm holding your hips so they don't participate. And now part your knees and take a moment in child's pose, slide the hands forward. In child's pose, you don't have to be quiet. I usually squirm around a little bit, but you can be quiet. It's a place you can always come during our practice if you feel like you don't want to do something or your third eye chakra says that's not a good idea. And as you rise up, make sure your mat is clear, no hands, and stand up. There we go. So we're gonna work on a little, you can be at the front of your mat or the middle, wherever is best for you. 2 moves. The first couple of times we'll do them holding with a few breaths, and then we'll move, flow with it, because balance is challenged both by standing still, but also if body parts are moving. So let's play with both of those. Feet for this one will be in general Tadasana. Grounded feet, arms are down. So this is awkward pose. Give me a moment, I'm just gonna shift up a little bit. So find your Tadasana. There we go. So the heels come up and the knees bend, and the arms float out in front. So as my heels come up from the side, it looks like this. So I'm pitched up on the balls of my feet, and maybe I can sink or maybe not. If you feel awkward, you're doing it the right way. Find your breath, a bit of balance. If you step out of it, that's okay. Come back, start again. Now the next pose, I lower the arms, I lower my heels. Manage your pelvis, don't let it thrust forward as the arms come up. And here's your little hint, when the hands are overhead, you're gonna cross your thumbs. So when the palms are here, it will help you hold your hands together a little bit easier. And let me see if I can show you a little more with my hands by moving you back a little bit. So let's see if that's helpful. I don't know. So I am standing here. The caution is this isn't happening, and those arms may or may not be directly by your ears. Push down on your right foot, lift up, and then dip to your left. We've done this recently, so it might be in your vocab. Bottom elbow is nice and straight. You may not go very far, or you may go further than I am. To release, let the top arm let go. As you lower the arms, float them forward and raise your heels. Come back to the awkward pose. And breathe. As I lower the heels, straighten the legs, arms come up and bind together, again crossing those thumbs, straightening the elbows, pushing down with your left foot as you lift up, and then dip to the side. Strong underarms, so not bent elbows. This arm is particularly straight. Careful the hips aren't thrusting forward. Raise the top arm. As you lower the arms, bend the knees and return to the awkward pose. Inhale, lift up and bind the hands. Right foot pushes down. Exhale, dip to your left, pushing down on the right leg. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, raising the heels and bringing the arms to awkward pose. Inhale, bind the hands overhead. Exhale, push down on your left foot as you dip to the right. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bend the knees, raise the heels, arms go forward, awkward pose. Inhale, stand and bind, Tadasana. Exhale, push down on your right foot, lean to your left. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, last time through to the awkward pose. Heels are up. Inhale, rise and bind. Ground into your left foot as you dip to your right side, strong arms. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, put the hands on your side and separate your feet. Let the hips move around so you feel that's a bit of core work. So go through a little bit of a flow, then we'll come back and do this other balance thing that I mentioned with the towel. So I'm going to step to the end of my mat, Tadasana. The arms will lift as I breathe in, bend my knees and put both hands on my legs. Lift up my chest. Both hands go to, let's just say, your right leg, and then put your left foot back. Wiggle it back because we often understride. Keep the front knee bent. Use the hands to straighten the body. You'll begin to feel that hip flexor stretch, bit of balance, right? Engage through your core as you release the arms forward of the body. Crescent pose. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, lower the hands all the way down to the mat. Now, if you've come in a little short, or you like blocks, if you've come in a little short, feel free to keep wiggling the left foot back and feel heavy through the hips. Some people might even want to put the knee down. As you breathe in, lift up your hips, bend the back leg, push off from the floor, step up. Imagine a pillow, mindfully squeeze that pillow and roll yourself up, returning to Tadasana. Watch your blood pressure. Arms lift overhead, breath in, bend the knees, both hands go on the knees. And then both hands go to your left leg as the right foot, or if you've done it the other way, just alternate legs. Other foot goes back. When you're leaning forward, it makes putting the foot back much easier, I feel. Make sure this knee stays over its ankle. Slowly right yourself. Some people have difficulty coming all the way up because those hip flexors are tight. So effort to stand up straight. Squeeze your back leg. Release the arms forward. Raise the arms over. Release the arms to the floor. Make any adjustments. Sink the hips. Some of that might even include dropping the knee. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, bend the back legs. Step up. Again, mindfully squeeze the pillow. Roll yourself up. Be smart. Return to Tadasana. Blood pressure check. Careful of the hips. Again, inhale, arms lift. Exhale, bend the knees. This time the hands come all the way to the floor. Lift the chest. Again, your left foot will step back to a lunge. Drop your left heel or drop that back foot, and the toe is angled, not straight out. Keep the front knee bent, release your left arm. As the left arm pulls you up in a very cool way, Virabhadrasana 2, recommit to your lunge. The body is facing the long end of your mat as you gaze outward. Track your knee, relax your shoulders. Turn the front hand up, raise the ribs, become the exalted warrior. It could be moderate, it could be a little bit more. Return back to your warrior 2. Now we go all the way down to a plank. Windmill the arms, lift your back heel up, come down onto both your hands and your toes, bringing your shoulders over your hands, chin up. Maybe you prefer to have your knees down, that's fine. From knees or from toes, elbows in, chin up, lower yourself onto the mat softly. Baby cobra means no pushing with hands. And release. Cobra means go through the baby cobra and then a little pressure with the hands. And down. If you do up dog, not advisable for everybody, you still go through baby cobra, cobra. Roll the shoulders back and come up on the tops of the feet, lifting the heart. So when I say up, you go where you want to. Once more, inhale, go up. And exhale, come down. Toes turn under. You can keep your knees down as you lift your hips up a wee bit, or you could be on your thighs. Elbows in, anchor your belly, and then up you go. Downward dog. So you might want to bend your knees on the first dog, or maybe you want to walk your dog. Stand on your right foot, lift up your left foot. Watch out for furniture. Stand on your left foot, lift up your right foot. Stand on both feet, raise your heels up. Bend the knees, sit back, look forward. Walk, step, or jump to the front of the mat. Lay the body on your legs. Put the hands on or around your calves. As you drop your head, fold over, Uttanasana. Bend the knees, release the arms, come all the way up. Finish the breath, the palms touch. Exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, lift. Right foot or your other foot goes back deep into a lunge, dropping your back heel. Reach your right arm or the leg that's behind you forward. Pull yourself up into that very cool warrior 2. Soften your shoulders. Commit to the lunge. Dwell in your breath. Exalted warrior, so the front palm goes up. You lift the ribs. Maybe you don't go very far. Beautiful pose. Maybe you go further. Return to warrior 2, down to our plank. So I flip my back heel up, windmill my arms to the mat, step the front foot to the back foot, pause in my plank. Chin up. From knees or toes, elbows in, quietly land, relax the feet. Go up, baby cobra, cobra up dog. Come down, toes under, hips up from knees or toes. Keep those hips up as you press off the mat and come into your downward dog. Adjust those feet. Stand on your left foot, pick up your right foot, watch out for furniture. Stand on your right foot, lift up your left foot. Stand on both feet, raise the heels. Bend the knees, sit back, look forward. Walk, step, or jump to your hands. Lay the body on the thigh, hands go around, bow over, press together. Bend the knees, release the arms, mindful to your blood pressure as the arms rise overhead. And hands to your heart. Big step out onto the long side of your mat. Remember how to mark it? Okay. Mula Bandha Uddiyana action. So I'm going into my hamstrings. If you have blocks and you would like to put them in front of you to put your hands on, you can. Otherwise, you have your legs, your quads, you have your shins, or some of you might come to the floor. Thumbs into the small of the back. This includes a back bend that you might want to forego, and just stand and lift your heart. Otherwise, as you inhale, lift the heart and lean back a little. As you exhale, slide forward, hands on the thighs, lean into your toes. Either pause here, or let the hands go over the knees gently to the shins, or let the hands come under your shoulders at the line of the toes. Lean into your toes. And you should feel the backs of your legs begin to open. Chatting with you. Mindfully put your thumbs to the small of your back. Imagine a pillow between the legs. As you squeeze that pillow, you're giving support to your back so that you can rise safely. Roll the shoulders back. Wait here or do a little bit of a back bend. As you exhale, leave the hands behind. Either lace the fingers or clasp the hands and let the heart go forward. Lifting the hands off of your back, letting them go forward. This time, release the hands to the knees, and as you rise, bend the knees. So my knees are bent here, and my hands are on my thigh. Both hands go to your right leg. My toes are forward. Shift over. Weight forward. Keep going. Now, for some of you, that straight leg inner thigh may already be felt, but if you need a little more, come a little bit further down. Go to the other side, bracing for support. So let's just see, where is it that you feel that inner thigh? You may need more, you may need less, doesn't matter. Breathe. Return center, thumbs to the small of the back. Squeeze that imaginary pillow. Safely rise all the way up. Wait or do one more back bend. As you return center, slowly walk your feet together. So before we go to the one that we're going to need a strap or a towel, let's put both hands on the knees. The knees are bent. Right hand on right leg, stay. Left arm, left leg straightens, left arm reaches up. And that should feel good. High hand comes down, both knees are bent. Left hand stays on left bent knee. Right leg straightens as the right arm goes up. Bring the high hand down. Let's do that one more time. So right knee stays bent as you straighten the left knee. Left arm goes up. And return down one last time. This is really good for strengthening your upper back. As you breathe, return center. And now let's grab a strap or a towel, but maybe you don't need one. I'll demonstrate with a towel. So this is a balance thing. I'm going to set this right here for a moment. Preview. What we're going to do is extend a leg back as the arms are forward, then bring the knee up, then the leg goes side, and then back to Tadasana. Notice my feet didn't come together. Foot goes back, it's off the floor, it's off the floor, it's off the floor, it's on the floor. So we'll go through a little bit of that and then on where we need to have something to hold on to. Okay, Tadasana. So the arms go forward of the body. Take your right leg back and hold it. Now for some, if you feel like this is an issue for the back, maybe you want to lean a little forward. That back leg, the leg that's going behind you, is straight. So you're standing on just your left leg. And you breathe. Now the knee will come forward, the arms will reach back. Stay here. And if it happens that you fall out, that's okay. It happens. Reach the arms back. Ground into your foot. The last one, the arms reach overhead as the right leg abducts, opening to the side. Pull up, pull up. Set the foot down, hands to heart. Other side. So as I stand on my right leg, my left leg goes back and my arms go forward. Again, if it feels better to your back, lean a little forward. Difference in our legs. Let's bring the knee forward, the arms reach back. Keep breathing. As leg abducts or goes to the side, the arms reach up, pull up, pull up. Foot comes down, hands come to heart. So we'll go through that, but we'll go a little faster with breath. So we'll challenge our balance in a different way. So when you inhale, reach forward, right leg goes back. As you exhale, knee forward, arms back. As you inhale, leg side, arms up. As you exhale, hands to Namaste, stand on 2 feet, other side. Inhale, left leg back, reach forward. Exhale, knee forward, arms back. Inhale, leg side, arms up. Exhale, foot down, hands to heart. One more time, feel the work. Inhale, reach forward, stretch back. Exhale, knee forward, arms back. Inhale, open leg side, lift arms. Exhale, stand 2 feet, Namaste. Last time, left leg back, arms forward, breathe in. Exhale, knee forward, arms back, breathe out. Inhale, arms up, leg side. Exhale, hands to heart. So I'm going to fold my arms, bend my knees, hang forward. Knees are bent. You can either hang or sway. And while you're down there, if the towel or strap is nearby, you might want to grab it before you mindfully return yourself up. So I'm using a hand towel. So let me show you. So true story, the first time I did this series, I was living in Kansas City and this young woman keyword young woman, younger than me, did this, and she did it in the cool way. She did like a 2-finger lock, she had her leg go here, she had her leg go there, she put her leg in there, and then when she let go of her leg, it stayed up there. Very impressive. But you know, we'll just do what we do. But that could be done. So if your leg stays up there, excellent. I'm going to use the right leg, but we're going to do this both sides, whatever makes sense for you. So we've just practiced rooting into one leg. Root into one leg, engage through your core, pick up the other leg. Now using a strap, a towel, or your 2-finger lock, put your foot up. Move the towel or strap inside. So if the right knee up, hold both ends with the right hand. Now you see I'm a little bent over, so now I'm going to stand up straight. Get my grounding. Then extend the leg forward. Then extend the leg side and consider moving it up a little bit. Breathe. And then bring the leg forward. Now if you have a strap, be a little careful of the buckle. Let go and hold the leg up and put your hands on your hip. Stand Tadasana and breathe. If you're using a towel or your strap, go ahead and fetch it. And we'll try the other side, because it's just an effort. Could you do this with your back to the wall? Yeah, you could. So I'm going to stand on my other leg, engage through my core, take my foot and put it into the towel, the strap, or a 2-finger lock. Put the towel or strap inside my leg, same hand, same leg. I'm all bent over, so now I'm going to straighten up. Focus. Bandhas and breath. Extend the leg front. Move the leg side. Bring the leg front. Careful if you have a strap with that buckle. Let go of the strap or the towel, but hold the leg up. Breathe. Stand on 2 feet. One more time each side. We're bound to be better the second time. Now I'm going to use my finger lock, so if you want to try that, feel free. If not, want to put your back to the wall, do that. All right, go back to your first leg. Bend the knee, put the strap, towel, or 2-finger lock. Stand up straight. Extend your leg. Open to the side. Bring the leg in front. Careful with the strap as you let go. Hold that leg up there. And stand in Tadasana. Breathe. Okay, grab the towel, the strap if you're using it. Other side. Bandhas, breath. So placing the strap, the towel, or 2-finger lock onto the other foot. Stand up straight. Extend your leg forward. Open your leg to the side. Breathe. Bring the leg forward. Careful with your strap. As you let go, hold on. And close the posture. Time for us to come to the mat. You can bring your towel or your strap with you. Try not to use your hands as you make your way down. And we're on the mat. How are you? Yeah. So we'll do a little bit for the core. And today, because I have the towel, I'm going to do the one where I pull the towel. And so that one is very good for strengthening our upper back. If you don't have a towel or a strap, you can always hold the edges of your mat. That's how I learned it and pulling it apart. There's also a core element, and so that would be, let me show you while you're getting yourself set up. So here's what happens with the arms, and this is why I like a towel. Maybe my arms don't go comfortably to the floor where my mat is. Maybe your arms are a little better off the mat. And then I'm gonna pull, like I'm trying to pull the towel apart. If I did the mat, I would hold the mat, here it is, in my hands, and I would pull it apart there. So either the mat, the towel, or a strap. Now, the legs, option one, knees together, they squeeze together with your feet on the floor, or the knees come up to tabletop and they squeeze together in tabletop. Remember, tabletop is not here. The knees are above your hips. And then the third option, the feet squeeze together or your heels squeeze together, kind of Pilates style. And it's an isometric contraction. So very important that you do your breathing, pranayama, and that can be through your mouth or through your nose. So you're squeezing your legs together and pulling the towel or the yoga mat apart, and then we'll do 3 sets. So first time will be a what am I doing? And then the other 2 is like, got it. All right, come to your back. And if you, I know some of you are a little better with pillows under your head, so I have one, so I'll just show you if you need a little support for your head. So arms go over, knees are together, feet on the floor, feet up or feet out, whatever you want to do. Now pull the towel and squeeze the legs and breathe. And rest. So if your feet are up, bring them down, just relax your arms. Now you can repeat what you've just done, or you can do a different variation with the legs. So extend your arms, either feet are on the floor or legs extended or knees in tabletop. Squeeze the legs together, pull the towel apart and breathe. And rest the arms, rest the legs, rest the core. Deep breath. So we have one more round. Again, use your choices, knees up, legs out, or knees together. I'll demonstrate the third option now. Remember, the legs are squeezing and the arms are pulling. And as you pull with the towel and squeeze with the legs and breathe. If your arms are shaking, that wouldn't be unexpected. And rest. So, if you have a towel or a strap in your hand, go ahead and cast it over one of your feet, and we'll take a hamstring here. If you want, extend the other leg. If you don't have a towel, wasn't using a towel, just hold at your leg. This leg should be straight. No advantage to bending the knee. It's a big disadvantage. Bend that knee, whichever leg it was. Opposite arm grabs the knee, other arm releases. Take a twist to the side. Be aware of your space. I have a fireplace here too. Bring the knee back up. Use the towel or your hands for the other leg. It's okay to keep this leg bent. It makes for a better natural position of your spine, and you know that should be natural. You shouldn't be dropping your back into the mat. If anything, there should be a little bit of gaposis. I'm not pulling really hard, I just have steady pressure. kind of hanging. If you're lucky and you have a strap, I always suggest bringing your elbows down and hanging on it here so you don't add. See how my arms are kind of adding a little extra pressure? That's why if I didn't use a strap, I would hold here to relax my shoulders. Go ahead and bend that knee, opposite arm takes it, other arm reaches. Carry the leg across your body, just nice, easy for the back, and we'll get ready for our hips. Go ahead, return to your back. So we're going to stay on our backs, and again, a towel or a strap could be helpful to you, possibly. Then what will happen is I'll have my legs up, then I'll cross one leg over the other. Let's just say left over right. Then I let my knees bend. Then if I can, I reach up and I grab for my feet with a flexed foot. If I can't get my feet, maybe my ankles, if not my ankles below my knees. So my feet are not down here by my bum. Now the problem might be with your left leg on top that you can't quite reach that right foot. And that's where if you have a towel or a strap, it extends your arms so you could get it. Once you're here, you can put your head back down. So cross your left leg over your right leg, bend the knees, and as you're looking over your knees, see that your feet are equal distant, that you don't have one leg down, one leg up, or it's very weird to maneuver this. And now would you add that extra little arch in your back, so instead of tailbone up, tailbone down. If you needed more, apply pressure with your hands. And now your hips should be saying, hello. As you let go, careful they don't spring away. Bring your legs up, cross the right over the left. You can lift up your head to reach out and grab. Remember, it's the back leg that likely will need a little extra length if you need that. So you can hold, and we're looking for equal distance. So the feet not down by your bum, not up in the air, just straight out to the sides. You can put your head down, drop your tailbone rather than lifting it, and apply pressure. Isn't this different on the other side? Mine feels so different. Come back and nurture your breath. Release the feet to Bandha Konasana, so a reclined cobbler's pose. Bottom of the feet together. Some of you will hold the ankles and apply pressure with your elbows to open the knees. Some of us may need a little more, perhaps that 2-finger lock on the big toe as I open my legs fully to the side. If you can't get your legs straight, maybe putting your hands at your calves or down on your inner thighs. Doesn't matter. Again, drop your tailbone rather than sinking the low back down. If I were there with you in person, I either might come and put my foot under your tailbone and tell you to squish my foot, or I might put my hand under your back and ask for a little bit of space. Not big, just a little bit of space. And if you have your legs open and side to side, we'll rock side to side, a little teeter-totter. And bend both knees. I'm going to ask you to hold your head up and rest your head in your hands. Keep holding your head up, and my knees are up. And this will be bicycle pedaling. So I'm going to do one leg up and out, and in. Bend the other leg, up and out and in. Look towards your feet. Alternate legs, up and out and in. Rest your head in your hands as your mantra, up and out and in. I would say exhale as the leg moves outward, holding it for a moment. Now there is a two-legged version. It may not be for you. You may be perfect doing what you're doing here. You're welcome to give it a try. The feet do not have to go as low. It might look something like this, legs up, out a little bit, and then bring the knees back in. Or you may be perfectly fine with this. I'm asking you to keep your head up. That adds a little bit of protection for your back. Still, squeeze your legs together if you're doing two legs. Mono finning, as it's called. If you find two legs to be too much, go back to the alternating leg. Not rushing through, taking your time. We are doing yoga today. And so one more, be it what it is. And bend your knees. So if you have a towel or strap, this is a bound bridge pose. It's a closed chain movement where the strap goes over your ankles. The feet are not together. They are apart in a traditional bridge pose. You do not have to keep it, but maybe try it. If you don't have a towel, it's okay. So my knees are apart, my feet are apart. I gather my bandhas and breath, and then press my hips up and maybe tuck my shoulders inward toward one another. Now, if you don't like this, let go of the towel or the strap. So once upon a time, when we did bridge pose in yoga, we were asked to grab our ankles. Most people do not grab their ankles, and if they do, the form is lost. So this is a good option, I think. Careful your knees are not parting, hold them parallel. If you feel a little pressure in your back, put more weight into your arms. As you slowly let go of the towel, spread the shoulders, articulate the spine, come down from the upper back, the middle back, then the lower back, then the glutes. Roll onto your side. Some of you may want a towel, some of you may not. You can be up on your elbow to get your hand down to grab the ankle. Hold the heel to your bum. As you lean forward, pull the heel back. If that's not working for you, here's where this towel, arm extender, the arm extender. So we're doing a little bit for the quads. That one we did standing, holding our leg out, may have made our quads want this. My foot is relaxed. If I let go, my foot falls down. So I'm not holding it up, and I'm leaning forward. Release the leg. Let's go to the other side. You're welcome to just flip over. I'm going to just lean on the other arm, so I'm not rude to you. Okay, grab your ankle. Parallel legs, heel towards your bum, lean a little forward as you push the thigh back. Heavy, heavy leg in hand, heavy leg in hand. And if you have your strap and towel, we'll use it for our last thing, and that's for a little mobility through our shoulders. You're welcome to sit in a chair, sit on your knees, sit on a pillow, sit on a blanket, or you could even stand up. So here's my arm extender. I will use this. I'm going to turn my back to you so you can see the configuration. I like this order of operation. This is half of Gomukhasana, the happy cow face pose. So hold your towel or strap if you have one in your right hand. Okay. Take the strap down your back. Hold the buckle, by the way, otherwise you hit yourself, that hurts. So right hand at your right shoulder. Left hand helps position the right elbow up. Left hand thumb down. Bend the elbow. That hole under your left arm needs to be filled, so draw it into your side. Find the other end of the strap, and then work until your hands maybe come together. And if they don't come together, just hold at the strap. And breathe. Now you can always lean forward a little bit for those that wanted that. Likely there's a discrepancy in arms, but we shall find out. To release this, the low arm comes out first, pass the strap or the towel to the other hand. Now, if you're not using that, you're just going to put your hand on your shoulder, guide the elbow up, release your other hand, thumb is down, and again, that important part is not just reaching back, but drawing that elbow in and then reaching your hand up. Most useful for those itches right between the shoulder blades. Again, going forward if you wish. Releasing your lower arm first, your upper arm second. Maybe taking a few times to roll the shoulders around. Turning your head. Moving your head ear to shoulder. Bowing the head, lifting the chest. So let's turn our attention to Shavasana, shall we? So, if you have that pillow or blanket, it's really swell to put it under your knees. That is not the only way. You could lay on your side or lay on your back. You get to sit in a fashion that's comfortable for you. And make yourself warm if your room's a little on the chilly side. We got warm, but we probably are going to cool down a little bit. So remember, this important part of our yoga practice is to teach our body to know where that calm place is inside. And so as you lay surrendered on Mother Earth, take a moment to wander through the body and make sure it's not inadvertently holding on to tension. So is the jaw clenched? Are you tight in your mouth? Relax the jaw, kind of have that look. And then just feel the weight of the head and the weight of the shoulders and that of the arms. The entire weight of your torso resting on the earth. surrendering your legs all the way down to the tips of your toes. And so once you've rested the body, the mind will be open. And sometimes it gets a little monkey-like, jumping from thought to thought. So what I do is either hang out with my breath or wander into nature. Find that place to dwell. Wait for the singing bowl. Let this time be yours. So there's the singing bell to welcome you back from that sweet, calm place that you got to taste. Deepen your breath, wiggle your fingers, awaken yourself. Stay as you are, roll to your side as you wish, and here are our thoughts about making small differences. We must not, in trying to think about how we can make a big difference, ignore the small daily difference that we can make, which over time adds up to big differences that we often cannot foresee. So said Marian Wright Eldman. So there are many problems in the world, and thus how do we begin to make a dent in fixing them? It's so easy to become discouraged when we think about how much there is to do and how little there is to do with it, and how much little we have to do with it. But we can do something, and if we can't afford to give $100 to charity or so, $10 is better than nothing. And if we can't volunteer our time every week, even a few hours a year helps. And if enough of us act this way, we can change the world. So thought to consider, every day I can do something to better the world, even if it's just offering a kind word to someone who needs it. And yes, we do need kindness, don't we? So with that said, bring yourself up to a seated position. Breath and bandhas, breath and bandhas. So support yourself, relax the weight of the world on your shoulders. Let the arms stretch to the sides of your space. Lift the arms, lift your spirit, lift the hands together, and with them at your heart, we always say, the light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. So I thank you guys for joining, and I'm glad that you were able to come to the lodge with me. I'll be back in my usual space next Monday, and you can take me when you go traveling as long as you have a good connectivity, or you can always do those recordings that I often send to you. So I hope you feel good, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste.